Matt Clark should be gone. After everything that happened in the desert, after the chase, after the blow that left him down and seemingly finished, Sienna Bacall believes she has done the unthinkable. In her mind, the nightmare reached its breaking point and Matt did not survive it. But on The Young and the Restless, some nightmares do not end that easily. Monday, May 4 is set to bring a chilling turn because Matt Clark is not dead. He is waking up in the desert, injured, shaken and disoriented. And that one detail changes everything for Sienna, for Noah, and for the Newman family. Sienna may be convinced that she killed him, but Matt survived the major blow to the head. He has a concussion, and he is clearly not in good shape. Still, somehow he is alive, and even worse, he is able to move. That means the danger is not behind anyone. It is only waiting to find its way back. Matt's next challenge is simple but terrifying. He has to figure out where he is, what happened, and what comes next. The desert around him becomes part of the ordeal because he is not waking up somewhere safe. He is not waking up with answers. He is waking up after chaos, after violence, and after a moment that Sienna believes ended him for good. But Matt is still breathing, and once Matt starts walking, the fear around this storyline begins to shift. This is no longer only about what Sienna did or what she thinks she did. It becomes about what Matt will do now that he has survived. Y&R spoilers suggest Matt will walk until he reaches a diner somewhere in the area. That diner may seem ordinary, just a place with tables, waitresses, and people passing through, but for Matt, it becomes the first stop after a terrifying ordeal. When he finally gets a table, he looks rough. That much is clear. This is not a man who can easily hide what he has been through. He has taken a serious hit. He is shaken by the aftermath. The concussion may leave him confused, or at least struggling to fully pull himself together. Then the waitress appears. She notices that something is wrong. She wonders if Matt is all right, and from the outside, it would be hard not to ask. He has wandered in looking damaged and unsettled, and he is clearly not just another customer stopping for a quick meal. But Matt does not simply accept concern and move on. Instead, he uses the moment to ask a question. He holds up the keycard from the hotel where he has been staying. That small item may become important because it gives Matt something to focus on. Even if his head is pounding, even if the blow left him disoriented, the keycard points him toward one place that matters to him. He asks the waitress how far away the hotel is, and that question reveals where his mind may already be going. Matt may believe he needs to get back to that hotel. He may need to regroup. He may need to recover enough to understand what went wrong. And if his vendetta against the Newmans is still driving him, then the hotel may be the place where he tries to pull himself back together before making his next move. A head injury can create confusion. It can cause memory problems. It can make someone question where they are, what happened, and what they were trying to do before everything fell apart. So there is always a chance Matt will not be completely clear at first. But some things are harder to forget than others, and Matt's hatred for the Newmans may be one of them. That is what makes this moment so dangerous. He may be injured, but he is not powerless. He may be confused, but he is not harmless. And once he gets help from the waitress, the immediate crisis of being stranded begins to ease. That does not bring peace. It only gives Matt a path forward. According to the spoilers, Matt will get help from this waitress and try to move past the disorienting ordeal. But moving past it does not mean letting it go. It does not mean forgiving anyone. It does not mean disappearing quietly. If anything, surviving this may make him even more dangerous. Because, from Matt's point of view, Sienna did not just get in his way, she nearly killed him. And whether she meant to end his life or simply survived a desperate chase, the outcome is the same. Matt wakes up alive, knowing that Sienna was involved in the moment that left him out in the desert with a head injury. That makes Sienna an even bigger target. She may already be rattled by the chaos around Matt. She may already be overwhelmed by what happened, but she does not know the worst part yet. She believes Matt is gone. She believes the nightmare may have reached its final point, but it has not. Matt will inevitably be coming for Sienna when the time is right, and the danger does not stop with her. The Newmans are still at the center of Matt's anger. His vendetta against them has been the dark force behind this story, and if that vendetta remains alive in his mind, then Genoa City is not safe. The Newmans may not realize how close the threat still is. Sienna may not understand that the man she believes she killed is out there somewhere, recovering just enough to decide what happens next. That makes every quiet moment feel uneasy, because while Sienna tries to process the horror of what she thinks happened, Matt is taking his first steps back from the edge. And when he finally returns to the world around him, he may not come back quietly. For now, Sienna has to deal with the emotional aftermath. She has been through too much, and Monday's spoilers show Noah Newman trying to comfort her after all the Matt chaos, and after Sharon Newman's questions. Noah's role here matters because Sienna is not calm. She is not steady. She is trying to cope with everything that happened, and the weight of it is clearly still pressing down on her. The chase with Matt shook her deeply. The belief that she killed him leaves her carrying a terrifying burden. And Sharon's quiz only adds more pressure, because Sharon has been questioning Sienna's loyalty and trying to understand what is really going on. Sienna is trapped in a dangerous emotional place. She has fear from what happened with Matt. She has guilt or shock from believing he died. She has pressure from Sharon's questioning. And she has Noah trying to stand beside her while she attempts to hold herself together. Noah may want to comfort her. He may want to help her breathe through the panic and confusion. But comfort does not erase what happened. It does not erase the danger that still exists. And it certainly does not change the truth that Matt survived. That is the cruel twist hanging over Sienna's storyline. She is trying to recover from a nightmare she thinks ended, but the audience knows it did not. And that makes her fear feel even more fragile, because she is preparing herself for the wrong kind of aftermath. She may think she has to live with what she did, but soon enough, she may have to live with what Matt does next. Meanwhile, in another corner of Genoa City, the pressure keeps building around Michael Baldwin. Michael continues to bicker with Lauren Fenmore Baldwin about his loyalty to Victor Newman. This is not a small disagreement because it touches something much deeper. Lauren is worried about where Michael's loyalty is taking him. She has to question whether he is really willing to abandon Phyllis Summers in her time of need. That question cuts right into Michael's conflict. Michael has a history, he has relationships, he has responsibilities, and now he is caught between loyalty to Victor and the reality of what Phyllis may be facing. Victor Newman is not an easy man to oppose. When Victor wants something, people around him feel the weight of it. Michael knows that better than most. But Lauren also knows that loyalty can come with a cost. And if Michael allows Victor's agenda to guide him too far, he may find himself turning away from someone who needs help. That is why Lauren pushes back. She does not want Michael to lose sight of what is right. She does not want him to become so tied to Victor that he forgets the human side of this situation. Phyllis may be in trouble, and Lauren is not ready to accept Michael simply stepping back because Victor expects loyalty. Michael, however, is not made of stone. The spoilers say he will have a torn heart about all of this. That means he is not simply choosing Victor without thought. He is struggling. He is trying to navigate a situation where every choice carries consequences. If he stays loyal to Victor, he may hurt Phyllis. If he helps Phyllis, he may cross Victor. And in Genoa City, Crossing Victor Newman is never a small decision.
Michael's torn loyalty creates a quieter kind of drama, but it is still important. It is not the same immediate danger as Matt Clark waking up in the desert, but it carries its own emotional weight. Michael has to decide what kind of man he is going to be in this moment. Lauren's concern makes sense because she sees the conflict clearly. She knows Michael. She knows when he is trying to manage too many loyalties at once. And she knows that Victor's influence can make even the strongest people bend in ways they might later regret. The tension between Michael and Lauren is not just about strategy. It is about trust. It is about whether Michael can remain loyal to Victor without betraying his own conscience. It is about whether Phyllis will be left standing alone when she needs support the most. And that is where the larger Newman plan begins to cast a shadow. The Newmans' attempt to go after Phyllis is not going to stay contained. Y&R spoilers reveal that this move will lead to alarming news for Kane Ashby and Billy Abbott in the coming episodes. That detail opens another door of concern. Kane and Billy may not be at the center of Monday's immediate action, but the fallout is clearly spreading. Whatever the Newmans are trying to do with Phyllis, it is going to create waves beyond just Phyllis and Michael. It will reach Kane, it will reach Billy, and it may set up more trouble in the days ahead. For now, the spoilers do not reveal every detail of that alarming news. The tone stays careful, suggesting that more developments are coming, but the warning is strong enough to tell viewers that this Newman push against Phyllis is not just a simple move. It may carry consequences that others do not see coming yet. That is what makes this episode feel like a turning point. On one side, Matt Clark is alive, injured, and trying to find his way back after surviving what Sienna thought was a fatal moment. On another side, Sienna is unraveling under the emotional weight of everything that happened, while Noah tries to comfort her, and Sharon's questions still linger in the background. And on another front, Michael Baldwin is caught between Victor Newman's expectations and Lauren's fear that he may abandon Phyllis when she needs him most. Each story has its own pressure, but they all share the same feeling: something is not finished. Matt's survival is the most dangerous unfinished thread. He is out there, and even if he is not fully clear at first, he has enough awareness to seek out the hotel connected to his plans. The keycard in his hand becomes more than just a way back to a room. It becomes a sign that Matt still has a connection to the life he was living before the desert. He still has a place to return to. He still has a reason to keep moving. And if that reason is revenge, then everyone connected to him has reason to worry. Sienna does not know he is alive. That makes her situation even more heartbreaking. She is shaken because she thinks she has crossed a line that cannot be uncrossed. She is trying to process the mayhem surrounding Matt, and she is dealing with Sharon Newman's probing questions. Noah sees how rattled she is. He wants to be there for her, but there is only so much he can do when Sienna herself may not fully understand what is coming next. Because the truth is, Sienna did not escape Matt. She only delayed him, and by almost killing him, she may have made herself even more important in his revenge story. That is the danger now. Matt may not just see the Newmans as his enemies. He may see Sienna as someone who personally wronged him, someone who humiliated him, someone who left him for dead. That kind of anger can grow fast, especially in someone already driven by a vendetta. So while Sienna sits in fear and confusion, Matt is moving. While Noah offers comfort, Matt is finding help. While Sharon questions loyalty, Matt may be preparing to return. That slow contrast makes the spoilers feel especially tense. Sienna is still living in the aftermath, but Matt is already entering the next stage. He is trying to move past the disorientation. He is looking for direction. He is asking how far away his hotel is. Every small step takes him closer to becoming a threat again.
The waitress may not know who she is helping. To her, Matt may simply look like an injured man who needs assistance. She may see a rough-looking customer who appears lost or shaken, but viewers know there is much more underneath. Matt is not just a victim of a desert accident, he is a man with a dangerous history, a dangerous obsession, and unfinished business. And once he gets what he needs, the question becomes how quickly he can recover enough to act. Back in Genoa City, Michael's situation adds another layer of uncertainty. He has to balance friendship, loyalty, pressure, and morality.
Lauren's concern about Phyllis is not just emotional, it is practical.
If Michael turns away, Phyllis may be left exposed while the Newmans move against her. Victor's world often forces people into difficult positions. Michael may believe he can handle it. He may believe he can stay loyal to Victor while still doing what is right. But Lauren does not seem ready to accept that so easily. Her pushback forces Michael to face what he may not want to admit. Loyalty to Victor can demand a lot. Sometimes it demands silence, sometimes it demands distance. Sometimes it demands choosing sides before a person is ready. Michael's heart is torn because he understands the stakes. He knows what Victor expects, he knows what Lauren fears, and he knows Phyllis is not just a name in the middle of a power move. She is someone with history, someone whose time of need may reveal who is truly willing to stand by her. This is why Monday's spoilers do not feel like isolated pieces.
Matt's survival threatens Sienna and the Newmans. Michael's torn loyalty threatens to reshape how Phyllis is handled. And the Newmans' attempt to go after Phyllis appears to push the story toward alarming news for Kane and Billy. The tension is spreading. Not everything explodes at once. The episode seems to build more through unease than action. Matt waking up in the desert is the shock. His walk to the diner is the recovery. His question about the hotel is the warning. Sienna's fear is the emotional aftermath. Noah's comfort is the softer moment. Michael and Lauren's bickering is the moral conflict. And the coming trouble for Kane and Billy is the next shadow on the horizon. That balance keeps the story moving without making every moment feel the same. The main danger remains Matt Clark, because as long as Matt is alive, Sienna is not safe. As long as Matt remembers enough of his hatred, the Newmans are not safe. And as long as he is able to find help, regroup, and return to familiar ground, the nightmare can start all over again. For Sienna, the most painful part is that she may not see it coming. She is already rattled. She is already trying to cope. She is already dealing with Noah's comfort and Sharon's questions. But she may soon have to face the truth that everything she believed about Matt's fate was wrong. That kind of revelation could shake her even more. Because believing she killed Matt is one kind of trauma, learning he survived and maybe coming after her is another. The spoilers leave viewers with that dangerous space between what Sienna believes and what is actually happening. That is where the tension lives. Matt is alive, but Sienna does not yet have the full truth. Matt is moving, but the people he may target are not prepared. Matt is injured, but his vendetta may still be stronger than his confusion. And that makes Monday's episode feel like the beginning of a much bigger threat. At the same time, the Phyllis situation is quietly gaining strength. Michael may try to navigate things as best as he can, but the question is whether best will be enough. Lauren wants him to think carefully. Victor's loyalty pull is strong. Phyllis may need someone willing to stand with her. And Kane and Billy are apparently headed for alarming news because of the Newmans' efforts against her. So while Matt's survival brings immediate danger, the Newman and Phyllis conflict brings political and emotional consequences. Both sides of the episode point to trouble. One trouble comes from a man waking up in the desert when everyone thought he might be gone. The other comes from powerful people making moves that could hurt more than just their intended target.
And by the end of it, Genoa City may be standing on the edge of two storms at once. Matt Clark has survived. Sienna Bacall is shaken.
Noah Newman is trying to comfort her.
Sharon Newman's questions still hang in the air. Michael Baldwin is torn. Lauren Fenmore Baldwin is worried. Victor Newman's loyalty test is creating pressure. Phyllis Summers may be in danger of being abandoned. And Kane Ashby and Billy Abbott may soon be pulled into alarming news no one can ignore. The real fear is not only what happens Monday, it is what happens after Matt gets back on his feet. Because if Matt can survive the desert, survive a head injury, and still remember enough to find his way back to his hotel, then what will he do when he finally returns to Genoa City and finds Sienna waiting in the path of his revenge?